film fans, I'm Jack Benner, and welcome to my 10-year movie review of The Social Network. The Social Network is a 2010 drama directed by David Fincher, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Andrew Garfield, and Justin Timberlake. This is the true story of how Harvard student Mark Zuckerberg, played by Jesse Eisenberg, created the social networking site Facebook, along with his best friend Eduardo Saverin, played by Andrew Garfield, and the ups and downs along the way. When you really think about it, a movie about the creation of Facebook, how are you going to make this work? 3 solutions. 1. David Fincher's directing. 2. In particular, Aaron Sorkin's screenplay. And 3. A talented cast at the top of their game to make The Social Network succeed with flying colors. And today, on this movie's 10-year anniversary, The Social Network is absolutely fantastic in every way. It is a masterpiece. And despite how many great films he made, like Seven, Fight Club, that would be my runner-up, Gone Girl, this is my all-time favorite David Fincher movie. First, David Fincher is a master at his craft, and he absolutely knows what he's doing behind the camera. And in my opinion, I think The Social Network is his best directed film to date. And at the time, this was David Fincher stepping out of his comfort zone of R-rated thrillers, and he was making PG-13 dramas like this and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, to which I think is a great and underappreciated film in his filmography. And a year later, he would return to R-rated thriller movies with The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American remake, and 3 years later with Gone Girl. Just taking the true story about creating Facebook. With a different director, it could have been a well-made but kind of boring movie at the same time. But with David Fincher at the directing chair, he made it so well-paced, engaging, super well-written, and not boring throughout its 2-hour runtime. And at the 2011 Oscars, Tom Hooper won Best Director for The King's Speech. It is a well-directed movie, but David Fincher should have won Best Director. Just the day David Fincher wins the Best Director Oscar, I will be super happy. Either him or Christopher Nolan, who unfortunately wasn't nominated for Best Director for Inception, either one of them should have won Best Director that year. But the true MVP of this film is Aaron Sorkin's screenplay. All I have to say is, this is one of the best screenplays ever written, up there with Pulp Fiction. It's so rapid fire, snappy, and so captivating. Movie is 2 hours about the creation of a website, and it was just so fascinating and gets you glued to the screen no matter what scene, just conversations or meetings. And Aaron Sorkin won the Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar for this movie. All I have to say is, well deserved is an understatement. The performances all around are excellent. Jesse Eisenberg is amazing as Mark Zuckerberg, and this is easily the best performance he has ever given. I liked Jesse Eisenberg before this movie, like in Zombieland, but with this shows how talented Jesse Eisenberg is. He got his first Oscar nomination for Best Actor for this movie, and it was well deserved. Just how much he looks like Mark Zuckerberg, his intelligence, and mannerisms all make this performance work. And I do think Jesse Eisenberg is a recognizable actor, but as the film went on, I started to see Mark Zuckerberg instead of Jesse Eisenberg. And if I watched this movie for the first time and I've never seen Jesse Eisenberg in anything, I would have said, that is Mark Zuckerberg right there. And Andrew Garfield gives a terrific supporting performance, and this was the first film I took notice of him, and he would continue to be a talented actor throughout the years. In particular, Hacksaw Ridge, another fantastic performance from him, and I even liked him as Peter Parker / Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, although I wish he had better material to work with. And how he wasn't nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, I can't believe he wasn't nominated. Especially the scene towards the end where Zuckerberg eventually betrays him. That scene alone should have gotten Garfield a Best Supporting Actor nomination. And even Justin Timberlake did a great job as John Parker, the creator of Napster, and sometimes I forget that Justin Timberlake can be a good actor. One thing I want to mention is the amazing musical score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Just a fantastic musical score and one of the best I've ever heard. It's memorable, energetic, and even haunting. And even though this did compete with Inception for the Best Original Score Oscar and this won, I'd say it was well deserved. And the editing is really great. This is one of the best edited films I've ever seen. And I like that this was a non-linear story and how it cuts back a lot throughout different conversations and meetings about Facebook. And now this becomes a well-paced movie in just 2 hours, and the cuts don't really feel distracting in any way. And something about The Social Network I want to talk about is this little CGI trick on Armie Hammer, who plays both Winklevoss twins. And this was the first film I noticed Armie Hammer in. Armie Hammer only played one part, and they had a body double, and they CGI'd Armie Hammer's face on that body double. And I didn't really notice when I first watched this movie on DVD back in 2011, but years later, finding that out, I was just like, what? That was CGI, and Armie Hammer is just only one person? I can't believe they did that, and they pulled it off. It looked really good. And as for issues, nope, don't have one issue with The Social Network, and I loved everything about it. Overall, The Social Network is one of the best dramas I've ever seen, and my favorite David Fincher film. Super well written, very smart, well paced, always engaging. Eisenberg and Garfield are fantastic. And David Fincher shows how masterful of a filmmaker he is with this movie. And even though Mark Zuckerberg has come out and said that this movie is historically inaccurate and was dramatized, even though I can see how this movie was dramatized, I still absolutely love this movie regardless of that. And overall, I am going to give The Social Network, but bam! 5 out of 5 stars. This is one of my favorite films of 2010, up there with Toy Story 3 and Inception. Although The King's Speech is a very good film, either this or Inception should have won Best Picture at the 2011 Oscars. And I can't believe this movie is 10 years old now, and it's starting to become a classic of the 2010s, and I bet it will still be seen as a classic for years to come. So what do you guys think of The Social Network? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.